Hey guys, happy Monday. I have some thoughts to share today, and some of you might have heard me talk about this already, but I've had a lot of new people that have joined my journey and have liked my fitness page, and so I want to throw this back out there again for those who maybe don't know who I am or where I come from. So, I want to talk about a little bit of why I coach. Some of you who know me, um, it might be a surprise that I'm doing what I'm doing. I've always been quiet, shy, socially reserved. Always struggled with my weight. I'm definitely not a crunchy granola type of person, um, and I've always just kind of done what was comfortable for me. I'm not super adventurous, and I don't like to get outside of my comfort zone. And then for some of you who have just met me, you might be wondering, like, oh, well, what's this that she's doing? Why did she start? What was it that gave her that moment one day where she said, "I'm going to be a Beachbody coach." And so I just want to give you a little bit of background. I am currently a stay-at-home mom of two kiddos, ages 2 and 4. And I used to be a full-time working mom, and my kids were in daycare. And we lived in Georgia, and we were far from our families. We were about 13 hours away from them. And Christmas of 2014, we moved back to Virginia, and I started staying home. So we were a little overzealous, a little optimistic, and we thought, hey, we're making this big move. We're going back home. We've only got one of us with a secure job. So let's see if, if I can be a stay-at-home mom. It was something I'd always wanted. I was fairly confident we could swing it financially, and I was just ready for change. So ready for something different. I was just not enjoying a typical 8 to 5 grind and doing work while my babies were in daycare and not having the flexibility that a lot of moms dream of having. So all that has, gone on, and all of a sudden I get to stay at home and I have all this time on my hands. And I mean, yeah, it takes a lot of work to, care for small children, but I found myself just kind of wishing the day would hurry up and fly by so my husband could come home from work, I could have relief from the kids, and I could just do something for me. But it was like I was sitting around all day watching kid movies and playing with the kids, and like there was just something that wasn't adding up. It was like I finally had what I wanted, but at the same time it wasn't fulfilling in an odd sort of way. I started gaining weight. I was already overweight. I hadn't lost my 20 pounds of baby weight, and very uncomfortable in my own skin. I still today, but not uncomfortable in my own skin. But what I was going to say is that I would wear my pajamas all day long, which is what I still do today. But the reason I was wearing my pajamas is because that was all that would fit. I'd started gaining weight, and I didn't like the way my clothes felt on me or looked on me, and I was like, this is not good. So Beachbody had been in our family for like a year or so. Robert had already been working with the coach, and he's military, so he was working on his, health and fitness, and I was totally not interested. I yo-yo weight loss, weight gain back and forth like my whole life, and was just not prepared to try and commit to it again. I kind of had that attitude, why bother trying if I'm just going to fail and lose all that weight just to gain it back? I had a very bad attitude about it. And so I'm in this situation where all of a sudden I have everything I've always wanted, but we're struggling financially. Like I said, we were overly optimistic. I'm gaining weight and feeling even worse about myself. And all of a sudden, like just one day, the idea popped into my head, well, what about Beachbody? And it was like almost like a little whisper, not audible, but just in my spirit. It was like, Beachbody. And my first reaction to that thought was, where'd that come from? That's not anything Heather would think of. So it kept nagging at me, and I said, all right, God. I was feeling convicted on a spiritual level about all of this, and where that's coming from, I just through my devotional time and through sermons that were being, spoken at church, I was drawn to Matthew 25, where it talks about the parable of the talents. And 3 servants were given 3 different amounts of talents. And the servant who was given the least talents was the one who did the least with it, went and hid it, and didn't gain any interest, or didn't multiply it or double it or anything, and what he had was taken from him. And I thought about myself and my small life and my small goals, and how I had been blessed, maybe not as abundantly as other people I was looking at around me, but I'd all of a sudden had this opportunity to stay at home, and I was doing nothing with it. And I just felt like, a month we were living paycheck to paycheck just on one income, and not able to really afford our bills. And I just thought, what am I doing that's going to allow me to maintain this life that I want, but also reach my goals of being debt free and being able to stay home with my kids and saving up for nice things like vacations or college tuition or just having a savings account. And all this stuff was just like on my mind every day, 24/7. And I didn't know what to do about it. But I honestly felt convicted that if I did not do something, that my opportunity was going to be taken away from me, that I would have to buckle down and go start applying for jobs and lose everything that I had wanted, basically. And that sounds a little bit extreme and a little bit dramatic, but unless you're in the middle of all those thoughts swirling in your head, you really don't know how much stress and anxiety and even depression it can cause. I was just so overwhelmed mentally, and in my spirit, I just felt like, Heather, you've got to do something. Your life is going nowhere. Not that I was not a good mom or a good wife, but I was not doing anything to benefit anybody. I wasn't even fully engaging with my children during the day. And so along comes this Beachbody opportunity again, presents itself, and I prayed about it because I couldn't get the stupid thought out of my mind, and God didn't let it leave. So I became a Beachbody coach July of 2015. In my first 3 months, I lost about 30 pounds. Been struggling here lately. I've hit a plateau, but I've got 35 pounds total weight loss as of today. It's March 2016. And I feel better than I ever have before. I've accomplished more than I have in I don't know how many years' time just in these few short months. And I'm earning income for my family now. I'm working hard and trying to build up a full-time income through this opportunity, which is not guaranteed. It's up to my level of effort and skill, talent to reach any level of success. But that's why I'm doing this, is because my goal is to be able to continue staying home with my kids, find my voice, use Facebook and social media as a platform to reach people with the gospel and hope and encouragement and health and fitness. And I believe that health and fitness is all encompassing. I think when you start really taking care of yourself, you start seeing the value of your life, and you want to live every moment and get everything you can out of it. And part of that is giving back and helping other people and leaving a legacy for your children. And I've just found little things here and there where people have said how much I've helped them, or like they would have never considered this unless I just reached out and invited them, or they'd never even heard of it before. And then people who, it was almost like they were ready, because the second I mentioned it to them, it was like, yes, tell me more. What do I need to do? And I really think it's because I have been praying that God would just help me in this business opportunity as well as my own health and fitness goals. And you just get to that level where you want it so bad, like no matter what, you're just going to make it happen, and you're trusting that God will be responsible for the outcome, because you know that there's nothing you can do to change people. All you can do is work on yourself, and like I said, trust God for the outcome. So I feel like the more that I give God the glory and the credit for everything He's done in my life, the more this business seems to grow. And I am surrendering this platform of social media for Him to use my voice in whatever way He guides me to do, which can be scary and daunting, but I've been told that my videos are a gift, and so I don't want to take that for granted, and I appreciate anyone who has encouraged me along the way. I didn't want to make this video super long, but at the same time, I wanted to give you some backstory, a little history, because this is my why. This is why I do what I do. It's not because I am all of a sudden a health and fitness nut or even anywhere near being an expert. And I still am not at my goal. I've got health and fitness goals and business goals as well, income goals. I mean, if any of this resonates with you, I really want to challenge you and ask, well, what are you giving over to God? What are you surrendering to Him in hopes that He will multiply it, those gifts and talents that He's given you, whether it's the 2 talents, the 5 talents, the 10 talents, however much He's given you, what are you doing to trust God with it? And that might not be in the form of coaching for you or even health and fitness, but I'm sure there's something in your life that you wish was different, that you feel powerless to change and fully dependent on God, and it scares the heck out of you. And that's because when you start to live outside that comfort zone, it's when you see change happen. That's when you see God do miracles. And so coaching has done that for me, and it's incredible. This is not something I would have picked on my own just because it interests me, because initially it did not. It was the furthest thing from what I wanted to do. In the beginning, I really did not believe it would provide an income for me, but God has shown me that if I trust Him with a little, He blesses me with a lot. And I thought that my introverted, shy self would be terrified to talk to people, but I found that there's so many people out there that need a friend, a listening ear, that need hope and encouragement, and it energizes me to help people. And I do need time for myself to be able to just be me and be silent and contemplative and not talk to anybody, because introverted personality types get drained very quickly. So I just wanted to let you know that anybody can do this, and there's nothing special about me and me being a coach and me posting on Facebook. I mean, there's so much to my life that doesn't get posted on here, and so I don't want you to make any assumptions about me that I'm any special or any different than you, that you couldn't do this, and that somehow I have some special ability to where I can. I just want to share my story, and I come from years and years of self-defeating thoughts and feeling like I'm not going to be any different that I'm not capable of being any better or any different than I am today, because I have thought so low of myself, and that I crave other people's compliments and sincerity and encouragement, because I just can't seem to believe it for myself. And so that's something that I'm overcoming. And I think it's just part of human nature. It's easy to think badly of ourselves and to have negative thoughts. And, they always say it takes 10 positives to outweigh 1 negative. And, I truly believe that, and that the way that we view others and ourselves and the world we live in has a tremendous impact on the actions we take and the words we speak over our lives. So this is just a small little tidbit about why I am a coach, and how I just think that my story might help somebody, even if it's just one person on the other end listening. I just hope that my words might encourage you, to let you know that you're not the only one. If you stay at home with your kids, whether you've been doing it for years or this is new for you, this is a different season, and you're not enjoying it 100%, don't feel bad. Being a mom is hard, and it takes every capacity, mental, emotional, physical. It's very draining, and it's like as much love as there is in being a mom and having those little people look up to you. It takes every ounce of energy to keep up with it. So that and financial struggles, I have known plenty of that, and have plenty of stories as well as plenty of miracles to tell you where Robert and I have been, up, down, and all around. So this video is already like 15 minutes long, and I have no clue how that happened, but thank you for listening if you're still on. This is your Motivation Monday, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Bye!